Okay, back on the Roundhouse. I've just thought I'd show you how I'm going to wire the whole Roundhouse up. Now, I'm going to put in 104 ceiling lights, and also I'll be lighting up the pits of the Roundhouse. It'll be about 5 lights per side, so 10 lights total. But anyway, this is the diagram that how I'm going to do it. I'll have a 12 volt power supply, or you can use 18 volt, doesn't matter. The positive will go into a LM2596 module, which regulates me 3 volts that I need for my lights, because all my lights are 3 volts. So it doesn't matter if I've got 15 volts going into it, I can set the module to 3 volts. Then up the top, coming out of the module, the positive will go to the first toggle switch, and then the positive will go to one of the Wago 5-pole barrier strips that I have, and then the positive from the other Wago strip will go to the second pin on the toggle switch, if that all makes sense to you. And then obviously with the power supply, I just piggyback into positive, back into positive, and negative will go back to negative, and so on for each row of lights. So each row of lights I'll be able to turn on by themselves. Now up the top here, because I'm having 8 lights in each row, so I'll have two lights going in each pole, because I've only got 5 poles. So the 2 lights will be the 4 poles, and the positive and the negative in the last ones. Then I do that, repeat it, and then repeat it and repeat it. Now I thought I'd show you another drawing that I did if I was going to join the 2 lights in each stall together, and that's the diagram there, using 4 Wago barrier strips and still only 1 toggle switch and only 1 module, and that will light up 2 rows at the same time. And this one on the right is just a single one I just put up. So that's my single row of lights, and that one is a double row of lights, but I'm going all single in this case. Just thought I'd throw in if you wanted to do 2 row of lights. Now these are the lights I'm using. These are green lamp shades. They're LEDs, which are 3 volts, as I said before. So I have 104 of these to go in. And this is my LM2596 module, which regulates your power to bring out as many volts as you want. I can set this up to 35 volts if I wanted to do that. But because my lights are 3 volts, I'm going to set this at 3 volts, and that way I don't need to use resistors in any of my lights. And also the lights will be wired parallel and not in series. And obviously I'm going to use an on-off toggle switch. And this is the Wago barrier strips. which I have 5 poles. So all you do is you lift these up, put the wire in, close it, and she's all caught in there. And also these are 12 to 18 volts LEDs. Now these will be going in the side of the pits, and at this stage I'll probably be having 5 lights on each side, so a total of 10 lights. But as I said, these ones are 12 to 18 volts. So with using the module I can brighten it up or dim it, which I'll show you in a demonstration. And then the last one I need is obviously a power pack. Now the power pack can be anything from 12, 15 volt, doesn't really matter. It can be 35 volts because you're regulating the power or regulating the voltage. Now this is how I'm actually wired up a sample for you. Now this is my module with the power positive in and negative in, and coming out is you have your power and negative wire as well. So it comes from the Wago barrier strips. This one's the negative, and then you key in, or you put in all your lights. So I'm putting 2 lights in each one. On this demonstration I'm just using 3 ceiling lights, and I'll turn her on. So the lights come on at 3 volts. And the power supply I'm using, so I can turn this up to say 28.8 volts, but still only 3 volts will come out. And also, when I've got all the lights in, if it's too bright, well, I can dim these lights on these modules. So if I come back to 2.7, you can see how dim the lights are. And if I go back up to 3 volts, or as I go up, you can see it getting brighter. So that is how I'm going to wire all my lights. But as I said, every row of lights is 8 lights. So I'll need 13 of these, 13 switches, 26 barrier strips. And it'll be the same as when I do the pit lights. It'll be all set up exactly the same. The only difference will be, instead of ceiling lights, there'll be those 12 to 18 volts LEDs. So I hope that explains on how I'm going to do it. And just turning the lights off and on with the switch. Off, obviously on.